Okay, this is Fabia. We've just met, though I think we've seen each other on Zoom before. Seems to be increasing common. We just did an interesting thing, actually. Fabia said she'd be more comfortable sitting, which is fine. I often coach in a chair. And just interestingly, today we have two different height chairs. And we've tried it both way round, and it feels different, right? Yeah. So do you want to swap over again? You see how it feels different. So, how's that?
It is different.
It is different. What way is it different?
Because you're looking down.
I'm looking down, right? And this is sometimes taller coaches would have this issue standing up. This is something it's not neutral. And actually, particularly with a new client who's maybe a bit nervous, I want her to feel empowered, so I would probably choose the shorter chair. So, if you don't mind.
Thank you very much.
Feels good?
No, now it feels weird because now you're holding the space for me and I'm above, so it feels weird, but it's nice here. Okay,
and that, interestingly, just accidents like that can bring out issues for people, can bring out themes, so we might as well go with that. Does this remind you of anything? Is this anything that's indicative of this sort of who's higher kind of things going on?
Yes, the other way, so when I'm on the lower one.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm not very tall, so if I don't, I spend...
You have that, looking up, yeah.
And now, weirdly, because I now feel way too powerful.
Okay, too powerful for...
For you're coaching me, and I'm now weird. Anyway, yes, it's fine now because I've said it, but before it's like that.
Okay, and how do you feel about being too powerful?
Changes all the time. I'm embracing it, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you're comfortable with power?
I know, that's why it feels weird, but yes.
I mean, are you? I'm asking, I don't know you, so I'm genuinely asking.
No idea, it changes. I'm working on it.
Okay, how? People always tell me they're working on something. I never believe that because they don't, unless they give me specifics. So I'm kind of.
Gosh, all sorts of things. Lots of somatic work. Lots of body positivity things. Okay.
Is there anything relating to this theme of authority or power or status or anything like that you'd like to work with today? Just as this has sort of accidentally come up with the stools, I feel like let's roll with it.
No, I'm good.
Nothing on that area?
No.
Okay.
But thank you for asking.
Okay, no worries. So, what's an area you'd like to work with?
Something not having instantaneous body responses. So if I have a trigger for something or an uncomfortable situation, say for example it was a big room of people. Think about Zoom because that's...
Yeah. So on Zoom, lots of people there.
And it's me having to speak and it's lots of people. That's instantly tricky.
Okay.
But if I'm doing a breakout room, or if I'm holding the space, it's good. But if I'm a participant...
So you feel, what is this? You feel nervous? You feel this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so, all right, so the good news is you're human. This is completely normal. People have body responses as stress in regards to large groups of people. That is a very, very normal thing for people. Body responses are instantaneous and will always be instantaneous. The idea that you won't have a bodily response to things is completely unrealistic. So that's the bad news. Okay. What you can, however, do is manage those responses, and you can manage them quickly. Yeah. So rather than say, I want to get rid of this instantaneous response, it's how do I quickly work with it? Make sense?
It does. In fact, I can feel one coming because now we're actually doing some work.
What are you noticing?
So this shoulder rolls in. This whole area closes up.
Okay.
And I can feel it pulling just because we're talking about body stuff. And that's my weird, weak area. Okay,
all right. So, good noticing, first of all. Do you do some kind of body awareness practice? Like, give me I don't know much about you, so like, give me a bit of a sense of...
I've done a lot of yoga, I've done a lot of breath work, dancing, lots of different body things.
Okay, and cool, so what would you like?
What would I like? I would like to be able to use all the things that I know, so I know them, but I can't always feel them.
What do you mean use all things like the yoga, the dancing?
Like just the presence, the idea of not stopping the responses, but spotting them before they set in.
Yeah, okay, great. So you're going to spot them earlier and manage them better.
Or stop them before they build. So for example, if it's a nervous situation, they'd start building in my body before it happened.
Okay, I have an instinctive thing here that might be helpful. Letting go of control. How are you with that?
Not good.
Okay, that was my sense. So I'm just trying to be brutally blunt there. So sometimes clients come to me, they're like, I don't want a response, or I want to minimize my response. And I could work with that in like centering, but it's actually a more fundamental issue. So we could work with your centering and how you are with Zoom and all the people, and that would be helpful. Yes. But there's something more, and I'm kind of feeling it in my own body as like a constriction. So part of that might just be we're on camera, we've just met. So I was kind of like, as a coach, I was going, okay, is this the relationship or is this person? Because I've not met you before, I wasn't sure, so I'm taking a guess here. That working with letting go of control might actually be the more beneficial thing.
Yes, please.
You want to give that a go?
Yes.
Great.
I'm doing lots of stuff around it because I can't.
Good. Okay, so super normal thing. I'd say half the planet are control freaks. I employ several of them, so totally normal. Little thing you can do, just take the hands, just do this, bah, fuck it. Yeah, what would you say for like, oh, never mind? What would be authentic for you to say for like, wow, whatever?
It isn't, it's a real feeling. I don't verbalise it.
Okay, so try, what would be, just to add a word to it? Oh, fuck it, never mind, who cares? Like whatever phrase is good for you.
Who cares?
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? And let the head go a little bit. Okay, letting the head go, oh, who cares? Who cares? Fuck it, never mind. All right, okay, so if you're willing to stand up, okay, and just let go here if it doesn't hurt your legs or anything. Oh, letting the head go particularly, okay? Letting the neck go, this is one you can practice. Who cares? Never mind, never mind, never mind. Okay. All right, coming up slowly from that, so you don't get too much head rush. I'm gonna stop halfway. Yeah. Be a bit messy in your body. Try like being a bit like. Move the feet a little bit. You can take your head and just move it around a little bit. If I knew you better, I might kind of do this for you, but I feel it's a bit personal right now. Like moving your head from your hands, so your head is loose. Yeah. Shake your jaw out like a dog coming out. And how would you like walk around this room like you just didn't care? Like you just totally like whatever. Like loose, letting the head go, kind of casual. Keep moving the feet. You keep like planting the legs like to just control it that way. So letting the legs be soft, kicking the legs out, letting go of control a little bit. Do that with your lips. Move your head. Okay, take a seat when you're ready. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah? How was that?
Weird.
Okay, get more in control. Like right now, I want you to tighten up, find like, I'm in control.
I'm there.
Okay, even more. For me, it's like suck up my lower abdominals, tighten in, the eyes get tight, hands are gripping. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, now let go of that.
That's my
Habitual, yeah? So let it go, loosen up. Let's go in and out a couple of times, okay? And tight. Like zipping up. Yeah? Hands either like this or like this. It's like grasping on, sucking up the pelvic floor.
So really tight.
Yeah, like exaggerate it. Like total control freak. Yeah? And then let that go. And a bit more.
Yeah, it's not very much to go.
There's more to go, trust me. There's more to go.
I've done stuff.
Okay, what are you learning?
That it's very hard to let those last bits go.
There's a bit of a practice there, yeah? And my instinct is this is related to trauma stuff, so I actually don't want to go any further into this today. I have an instinct working with clients that it's getting into more like therapeutic territory. And I'm not a therapist, so just in terms of limits of expertise, I would say if there are places you feel safe to practice letting go of control, we've just met, so there isn't really the relationship there. So an example I would do with a client that I'd worked with for a while is I'd take their head and I'd move it around. We'd have them like making all kinds of crazy noises, and maybe have them hitting things, like really just completely letting go of control. Yeah. And like, I don't think we're there, and I want to respect where the relationship actually is. So it's like a first meeting, right? So yeah, any key takeaways from you as we wrap this up?
No, that's no key takeaways, but thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh no, thank you.
Okay, that was a really interesting one. Because as soon as I met the client, I felt slightly unease, and they were perfectly polite, so I wasn't you know, they were rude or anything like that. I just noticed the tension in my own body, and then the issue presenting I could have gone down the route of like coaching around centering, you know, like centering under pressure. That would have been totally valid, but I just felt like it was tense, and then I realized that control maybe was the issue, and it's a more intuitive thing. It's harder to teach. So rather than go into more control, centering effectively is that, it just didn't feel good to me as a coach, and this is why we need to stay tuned in. So I did a little bit of basic stuff around letting go of control, loosening the head particularly, and then I had a sense of, you know what, I feel like this is, I don't know the client, but I felt like potentially this is a traumatic issue, and I went, you know what, that actually feels okay. And I think part of having safety as a coach is to know when you've reached something which is not your expertise, particularly not on camera. Like not cool for her, not cool for me, not cool generally. So I'm actually I've thought about, okay, maybe we should not use this video, and then I went, no, it's actually a really good study in, you know, having that humility to back off for an issue and not push it, because there can be this thing as a coach, I'm gonna get them the result no matter what, and that is just not always smart. So yeah, actually I think it's a really helpful demo.